My company started with me door knocking a local neighborhood split mall. That's where I started, okay? What's good, YouTube? This one I'm gonna be talking about your country and your circumstances do not determine how or what you need to do to hustle, okay? What I'm trying to explain here is for those of you that have seen or heard my story of growing up in India, moving to Canada, building the companies that I have built, I broken this down in a little point form. So as you guys are gonna see, there's gonna be points on here and throughout the video, we'll touch each point. Number one, I lived in India until I was 11. You guys know that. I'm not gonna reiterate that. If you wanna watch a whole video or a whole podcast on it, click up here. You guys are gonna see that. Moved to Canada, grew up in the middle class, and then from there, I built what I have today through what I started in high school, okay? Funny story, back in high school, when I was in grade 10 is when I first kind of started my early entrepreneur ventures. And what I was doing at that point in time, and for those of you that understand and know what a little pocket bikes are, maybe we'll put like a picture of a pocket bike on here. These pocket bikes is what I was selling in high school. And the way I kind of learned how to do that was I bought one from someone because I just kind of wanted one. I don't even know why. I was in Craigslist or something looking, and I bought one, and then I took it to school. I was around in school and almost got myself expelled because I was being a dickhead about it and riding it around in front of the parking lot. But it ended up getting me so much attention that people wanted to know where to get some. Immediately at grade 10, at that point in time, I saw an opportunity. And I go, well, I could tell them where I got it from, or I could just go get more and then resell it to these kids. And that is exactly what I did. In a short amount of time, I did that, and in school, just gaining attention, bringing it to school, and I made an absolute boatload of money for a 15 or 16-year-old kid to be making. That was my very first entrepreneurial journey. And a lot of that came from the country and my circumstances. I could sit there and have made up bullshit excuses in terms of, you grew up in India, you had all this stuff, you had drivers, you had maids, you were flying first class, you were flying business class, all this crazy shit. Why am I living this middle class lifestyle? And, created a circumstance in my life and made this bullshit story about it that I was gonna believe, nobody else is gonna believe, and let that determine the life that I wanted to live today or in the future since that point in time. And that's going back like 15 years ago now. You gotta think about that. It's like the circumstances changed massively, the country changed massively, okay? That is pretty much something that I wanted to kind of get you guys to understand and clear. Now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this. A lot of the times, if you're watching this in a third world country or in a second world country, a lot of the times, and a lot of you message me on Instagram from other parts of the world, whether it's from India or parts of Asia or Africa or whatever it is, you guys are always asking like, what can I do to build a bigger business living in my country, but my resources are limited? Are they? Or are you just putting people on a pedestal and putting yourself in a pit? And what I mean by that is, a lot of the times, if you're looking at someone, and social media is the cause to this today. You're scrolling through Instagram, you're looking at whether it's my lifestyle or somebody else's lifestyle, and you're comparing what you're doing today to what they've had, but don't realize the amount of time that they've put into getting to where they are, okay? You're putting your circumstance in someone else's shoes and then putting them on a pedestal and expecting them to give something back to you. Now, what you can do there is number one, get off the fact and realize that what they have, you have in you. You just gotta go out there and earn it. And you just gotta go out there and work for it, okay? The last part of this thing says get to work. And the reason why is, let's say for example, let's rewind back to my lifestyle. If I went back and lived in India and I was in a similar situation, today, India's got more billionaires coming out than any other country on planet Earth. Any part in Asia, there's got more billionaires coming out on planet Earth. What's different than all the billionaires and millionaires that are living there versus the ones living in the US? Because you are infatuated with the idea of not wanting to be in that country and living in, whether it's Canada or the US or whatever part of the world you're infatuated in, that is what is stopping you. Now, as soon as you realize that you can start, which is going into number 5, is think global, but start local, okay? When I first started my company, like today you look at it, we've got a global company. We work with clients from all around the world, tons in Australia, tons in the US, tons in the UK, but it didn't start that way. My company started with me door knocking a local neighborhood split mall. That's where I started, okay? So put that into understanding. Think global, but you gotta start local. If people don't know you in your immediate surroundings, what makes you think that people are gonna want to know you on a global scale? Okay, if you don't start to make a difference in your community, you cannot make a difference in your universe. Now, when you understand that concept, no matter what you do, no matter what kind of business you start to build, you are going to be able to turn that into a conglomerate. Look at what Elon Musk did. For those of you that know who Elon Musk is, he didn't start to build SpaceX and want to change the universe. He started literally local and then built a company that could actually serve the masses on planet Earth, then started to go into things like Tesla and SpaceX and all the other ones that he's doing today. But he started local, but thought global. That motherfucker thought more than global. He thought like another planet. So that's what you got to understand. Now, a lot of that and a lot of this content I know is very deep and kind of in your face for you to understand and for you to wrap your head around. But I want you to think of it from this way. You, right now, watching this, doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, whether it's Canada, whether it's the United States, whether it's Thailand, whether it's Philippines, whether it's India. I don't give a flying f***. What I care about is that you start by getting off your ass and getting to work, because that is the one thing that you can control and nobody else can. Your circumstances do not determine any different than anybody else's circumstances. People have gone through shit. People have gone through good times just like you're currently going through them. So if you're watching this and putting yourself on a pedestal to someone else, you're already behind the 8 ball. Believe me on that. I've been there. I've been victim to putting myself and comparing myself to other people that have done, 10 to 20 times better. I have friends today that make 20 times the income I make, and I hang out with them on a quarterly basis. But we hang out as if we're the same people. Doesn't matter. I don't put them on a pedestal and they don't put me in a pit. And that is what you want to do. Okay? I know that they've served a lot more than I've been able to serve, but I know that what I have in me is what they have in them as well, and I'm going to get there. So that is how you got to think. This is deep. I do go a lot deeper in one of our Digital Expert Elite programs with this, explaining how to even get over the thought pattern and how to get over putting yourself in a position where you're looking up to others or looking down upon yourself, because that one thing changed the trajectory for my life completely. Literally changed me forever. As soon as I stopped comparing myself to others, it didn't fucking matter what I did. I am happy being me. I'm happy living in the circumstances that I live. Granted, today I have a lot more than I had even 5 or 6 years ago, but it came from one thing: getting to fucking work. Get to work. Don't complain. Literally do not complain, because the more you complain, the more you're just putting yourself behind the 8 ball. Take responsibility in your life. Change your life. Change your circumstances. Change your destiny. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, and for those of you that didn't watch part 1 of this video, do me a favor, click up here, go watch part 1 of this video, and we want you to start paying attention to a lot more of what is driving these decisions. I know a lot of the content that I'm posting on the YouTube channel currently has been towards marketing and business and growth and travel and vlogs and all that good shit. But at the end of the day, there's one thing that you need to control, and that is yourself. And if you can't control that, nobody else can control that. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do with this content that I'm going to start putting towards more. I'm going to start still doing the business and marketing content, but I'm going to be giving you a lot more deep dives into how to control your mind, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you to think positive, because positive thinking doesn't fucking work. You've just got to earn it, own it, and go out there and do it. So if you love this video, if you like this video, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. If you can also do me another favor, is leave a comment on this. What are you guys liking about the style of video? They're very different than what I've been putting up for the last little bit, and I want to know what else you guys want to learn. Okay, give me some examples in terms of, from a mindset perspective, how can I help you build a solid foundation so you can think global but start local and build yourself up to where you can be. For those of you that have not already subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and literally just come back and watch the videos, because I'm pretty ruthless. I'm pretty straightforward, but I want you to understand that I care for you, I care for the change in your life, and I want to see you succeed. Anybody looking for behind the scenes on what I do on a day-to-day basis, if you haven't already, links in the bio, follow me on Instagram, and you guys get to see a lot of the stuff that I do behind the scenes that I don't share on YouTube when the vlog seasons are not running. But over there on pretty much a weekly basis, I'm sharing some crazy stuff, clients that we're working with, etc. So if you want to see that, go ahead and follow me there. And I do a lot more mindset deep dives in there. I share a lot of the books that I'm reading on a daily basis, and you guys are going to get a lot more personal development content coming your way. Till next time, thank you for watching this one. See you real soon.